Oh, Will, hello. Fancy seeing you here in my neck of the woods.
You invited me here.
Yeah, you know how I love olives.
Bit random, but go on.
Yeah, so I've decided to leave the kitchen and go into the olive business.
You don't work in a kitchen anymore.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
You don't know anything about olives.
Of course I do. There's black olives, green olives.
Olives with anchovies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those come from under the tree in the sea.
Mm.
Anyway, what can I do for you?
You invited me here, dude. What do you want?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a bit busy at the moment. Could you come back a little later?
Sure. It's an oak tree, by the way.
Huh. Once again, we bring you a small game from the Guinness collection by Pythagoras, and this time is about olives, how to make it, blend it, produce it, and eventually send it to market for victory points, just like in real life. What the fuck are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh. The olive oil industry in Portugal is fairly recent, going back to the Paris exhibition where we gain a lot of recognition. Now, in this game, you focus on the decades of 50s and 60s, where you take the place of an olive producer and try to grease your way into the international markets by producing the best quality olive oil. Now, I wanted to show you the real process of olive oil making, but unfortunately, that takes place in October. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and eat the olives, and I'll produce olive oil myself. Do with that whatever you will.
So, game's divided into two phases. First phase is we're taking our basic deck of 9 cards and placing 2 face down. We start our turn by flipping one of our face down cards. We flip the card, we complete the action on said card. We get to repeat this action for as many times as there are matching face up cards in play. This is kind of like my favorite part of the game because it really allows you to spiral out of control and pull off these really big combos and drag off into the lead. Luck aside, there is a strategic part to this, as we're all placing face down cards, and we can play the cards in whichever order suits us. Say if we're last on the turn, we get to flip. Maybe we want to mill a card and waste some time and see which other cards come up into play before we pull off our Exodia move and harvest all the olives.
You will have to keep strategizing and plotting in the way to keep ahead of the game. Now, this personal deck of cards that each player has, um, it's a bit annoying to me because every turn you draw 5 cards, you pick 2, you place face down, and then you discard the rest. And this is the same rinse and repeat every turn. Your personal deck does fatten up later on in the game as you purchase cards, but in the beginning it's just annoying. So throughout the game, you get to perform a set of actions with your personal deck. The first one is harvest. You can harvest olive oil cubes. Second one is press. You can press those cubes into delicious green olive oil cubes. And you can sell supplies. Basically, you get money from whatever goods you sell by that time. And then you have the market. And the market will allow you to sell the olive oil cubes in exchange for victory points at different prices. So this will cost 1 coin, this will cost 2 and 3, depending on where they are. And then you have the purchase action. And this will allow you to buy cards that are usually more powerful than basic cards that you have in your hand. And then we'll come down to the dispose card. And this card creates a hindrance in the problem in the game that we'll talk about later on.
Right. Onto an action that we all love to hate, which is dismissing as pomace. This action is going to take 50% of your entire turn just by placing it down, which is a complete wasted action. The only thing it's good for is to declog your deck from all of the victory points that you've been accumulating and stashing from the market. However, the value in this card is completely arbitrary, since I can equate the same victory point value by producing an olive for when we're tallying up at the end of the game. But really, I think it just comes down to your penchants for gambling and top decking, because otherwise you're just going to fill your hand with victory points and you're going to have nowhere to go. Onto another topic, our unlimited resources. They provide you with all of these beautiful cubes right here, and our resources are unlimited, so if we were to run out of these lovely black cubes or the green cubes, we could use something else to represent them. However, you're not going to get there. You're not going to run out of these cubes. There's just not enough time in the game. At the end of the game, the game ends when we've pulled all of our nation cards and we tally up at the end of the game. And of course, you're going to win because you got all the victory points.
You know, Spain is the largest producer of olive oil in the world, followed by Italy and Turkey. But if you ask a Spanish person which olive oil is the best, they're going to say the Spanish olive oil. If you ask an Italian person, they're going to say it's Italian olive oil. But I never tried Turkish olive oil. So let's just do that.
Murad, what is your opinion on Turkish olive oil?
Amına koyayım, nobody likes Turkish olive oil. What is wrong with it? Is that Italian, France, Greek?
All right.
It's all same.
No, you're right. Sorry.
Amına koyayım.
You can completely break this game, given the right scenario, especially in a 4-player game, and you're repeating the same card over and over again, extending your lead, giving you access to more resources to buy those sweaty, lovely, greasy victory points, which is the only way to play the game. They give you a little cheat sheet here for a quick reference of everything that lets you win the game, but not exactly necessary now, is it?
There's a proper automata system in this game. I do still prefer to play with other real players, as you get to best them in the olive oil international market.
Mortal Kombat.
I do, I do like the lovely components and the fast-paced game that allow you to see in real time as you screw each other over during the game.
I feel like, this game has its flaws, but I think we're too focused on the destination rather than enjoying the journey at hand. All of the nations are represented in bright, beautiful colours. Our olives are delicious little cubes. And it's just like loads of little cute bits of fun along the way. You don't exactly need a wizard to recite the rules to you verbatim as you're going through it like we did with Latta, but yeah. What does that one do?
Don't know.
Is that it? Is that the joke? Can I go now?
Yep.
Sick.
That being said, this is my favorite one of all three of the Guinness collection. I think it's Will's least favorite. Which one is your favorite, Will?
Fish one.
What does he know?
Very good.
Well done, Murad. Turkish olive oil. Now, Pythagoras, there's something I need to get off my chest. You've changed your logo recently, which means I have 3 games with cubes on the side and 2 games are going to be with triangles, which makes sense, Pythagoras triangles. What about this box art by Marina Costa? It looks stunning, but why is it vertical and the other ones are horizontal? Now, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Now we'll have to live with that.
That's it, yeah. It ruins the shelf.
Such big problems. You know, Will,
What?
I think I've changed my mind.
About what?
I'm not gonna go into the olive business anymore.
You've literally never done that.
Yep, I'm gonna go into the wine business instead.
It makes more sense, seeing as, you know, you're...
And cheese!
Oh, brother, come on.
So you start in spring.
You see those birds over there?
Which birds?
The ones in the nest. They're communicating in a very orderly and specific way.
Sound a bit tired, maybe we should do this another day.
No, I'm telling you, that these birds are dishing out military commands.
Come on, man, you sound like a hell of a lot crazy. Maybe we should cancel it today?
What's that? What?
What the fuck?
Oh.
Where are you going?
I love the cheese. Oui, 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 oui. I love the cheese. I eat it when
Right, wine and cheese. Wine and cheese is a game about wine and cheese. Not only that, you got funny little hats doubling as benches and a whole 4 seasons. Don't be fooled, this isn't a Japanese game. It's a German Euro game made by Pegasus Spiel. It's all about developing wine and cheese in a small Burgundian town. A game only intended for 2 players. How very romantic.
What is this?
Wine and cheese. You've got to try it before you review it.
Well, cut me a piece then.
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Romance.
It isn't dead.
That's good.
Yeah, it's stinky, right?
That's how I love it. Like,
Report, Private.
sir, the cats, it's like they're springing off the ground, they're surrounding us.
Don't bunnies do that.
Sir, that's a very offensive stereotype, sir.
God damn it, Soldier Jafari Williamson. We don't have time for this right now. New orders are coming down the line. If we don't make haste, we'll have nowhere to boost.
What are your orders, sir?
If it's war they want, it's war they'll get. Advance into the next clearing. Retreat. Advance again. And then pull the birds back.
Sir, those are very contradictory orders. We could be recruiting, we could be battling even.
Do as I say, damn you, unless it's our society you want to fall to turmoil.
But don't be fooled by its lovely theme. It's not just hold your rival's hand and walk through the Côte Chalonnaise sipping wine next to the river. No, this is a cutthroat game about producing resources and try to best your opponent, which is in a village afar, just looking at you. But if it's cunning and smart, it can actually get ahead of you using your play against yourself. So after you set up the game, your workers are ready to go to the fields, wine and cheese marker is ready, seasonal marker is ready. You are given 3 wine cards, 3 cheese cards just to start you off on the right foot, and then you are given the most powerful card in the game, and this is the turn order card. It will decide when you play, how you play, and when you have to sit down and wait for the other burgundy dude to mess up your play so bad it becomes redundant.
Now, in a time where duel games are constantly being released, this is a 2-player game that is not a duel per se. You're playing against each other, yeah, but like one is cheese, one is wine, one is the alpha, one is the omega, the yin and yang of the world of wine and cheese. But not really. Really, you're just unwillingly cooperating, trying to best each other for the small footing that you can get in the production tiles and playing on forward from there. Right, let's take a look at this 2-year track here. At a first glance, it's a lot to take in. When we were first setting up the game, I was a bit lost. I was scared. I was confused. It's like, what's going on here? It can't be any different from any other Euro game I've played. We've played tons of these, right? And it's not any different. It's just a lot of easily digestible information. It's used as a quick reference throughout the game. The rulebook does have 20 pages, but it comes yet again with more easy, quick references, pictures, and such. So it's still really easily digestible. Now I'll bring your attention to the action end of the game. One half of our board here is ours to control. The first player at the top of spring is going to place a meeple in the field. Any colour will do, but the house where it comes from is the most important, because this is going to decide whether we are toiling alone or if we're going to toil together. In this case, we'll be toiling alone and we'd be toiling vertically here. This is where like the maths and the preparation and the planning comes into play, because you want to maximize the amount of gains that you can get from the production side of things, but also mess up your opponent. We need to be pushing into these clearings and building these sawmills. How else are we going to have the resources to push this advantage? I don't believe...
Hello there. I'm just popping into the woods. Do you need anything?
Who the hell are you? How did you get into the war room?
I'm just going to the woods, man. Do you need anything?
Fine. Any scraps, any debris, anything you want from the woods?
I think we're okay, sir.
No, we're fine, thanks.
Are you sure? Because you've got the fewest points, and I am going into the woods.
I'm sure. We'll let you know if we need anything. Bye.
You remember the turn order cards, the bringer of chaos that makes a game 100 times better. This will decide when to play, and you'll get your meeple, and you'll place it on the fields. You will collect the produce that will bring you, and you will place the tiny hat on top of it. The next player will do the same with the same colored meeple, because those are the rules. And then you'll get to the second phase of spring, which is when you play the cards. And this is one of the most important phases. You play your card in your cellar, you produce whatever it is on the card, and you get a free label action. What are label actions? They're printed on the board. You get to choose whatever you want for free. This time, just like a cheddar sample at the local supermarket.
What the fuck? Why are you talking about cheese in a game about coins?
It's a kingly cheese! God damn it!
You taste Gruyere and like it!
Fine, I yield! You fucking Scottish boys are so big!
Right, and then you're going to fill the cards with the required goods, like so. We will remove these markers via label actions or via the summertime. We're going to age by 2. If our produce is aged at the same time, they'll go into gold, and we'll get the maximum value allotted for our pair. If, however, they are a gourmet card, like how we have here, we'd fulfill the action on the top of the card, and we'd advance by 2, as stated on the card. Right. And then we get into the storage part of the season, where all of our produce, if it's able to, will be moved along into storage, and all of our perishable goods can be traded up. So the ratio is 3-1, so I have 3 milk here. I'm going to trade that into 1 salt. Any remaining produce from your trading that can't go into storage is just going to go into the bin. Womp womp. What are you doing, brother?
I'm throwing sympathy around.
You've missed the spot, but you should put the sympathy in the basket.
I don't understand. I need to throw sympathy around to clear the clearing.
Just
Put the sympathy in the basket.
So next phase is the summer, when the weather is hot, and you get to age your goods by 2. And what does this mean? You go to your cellar and you look into your cards, and there's goods on them. So you age them by 2. What does this mean? You take 2 of the meeples from the card and you age them. And this is important. Why? Because if you age them correctly, you get to sell them to the gold pile, which will give you an extra special action. So in this case, you get to get another white grape. In the unlikely event that you will overripe them and you have to sell them to the silver pile, getting nothing, just like a French peasant. Why have you brought me here? You've destroyed my home!
These matters are beyond your comprehension, my simple bunny friend. You're of a simple mind. You couldn't understand the needs or wants of my cat people.
This is not fair. My comrades are gonna come. We're gonna rebuild the forest. We're gonna plant the trees.
Take him away.
No, you can't do this.
I just don't understand.
Next, we go to the autumn season. And this is when the meeples and the workers return home. So it's basically the same as in spring, but in reverse. You will get your meeple, you will place them in the house that you want to place it, and you will collect whatever goods they produce. In this case, they will toil together. So they will produce those goods. Some sugar, and some red grapes, and milk. And afterwards, you will get to play more cards or sell the cards. And after that, you can save whatever goods you didn't use for the season. Whatever you cannot save will go to the bin.
Winter is coming, and we're going to age by 2 once more. I hope you've taken that into account by either adding or removing a resource via a label action, so you can profit next year. The second action of winter, we get a whole new guy. I don't know if they've just found this guy passing by on the street, and he just kind of needed a job, and he's going to get paid in wine and cheese. Second year is pretty much all the same again, barring the scoring at the end, which might I say is a terrible scoring system. You spend the whole game maximizing, like getting your gourmet pairs, pushing the wine as far as you can go, only to realize at the end, only the lowest score counts. Right, so tallying up, we're going to add up all of our cheese from our gold pile, silver pile, the cheese tracker wheel thing, and the cheese gourmet cards, and then we're going to do the exact same for the wine portion of it. But only the lowest score counts. Like, what the fuck? I play games like Cafe where only the lowest score matters. This is something else, dude. Like, I have spent games where I think I'm so far ahead, like just pushing the wine as far as I can go, only to be humbled at the end when they're telling up, and it's like, I'm actually your lowest score counts, dude. Your cheese sucks. So heed my warning. Balance in all things, the yin and yang, as we were saying. Push the cheese and the wine.
So let me just take a little time to talk about how good it was to make just one type of meeple. So beer and bread had 5 different types of meeples, which maybe made the game a lot more complex for players. This time, the designers decided to put one white octagon for every produce in play, which simplifies everything. Which you need a white grape. There you go, boom, white octagon. You need some salt and yeast. No problem, boom. You know, I don't want to have any hard feelings between us, Marcus. When I was just happening the revolt in that...
My clearing!
The clearing! I was just in the woodlands spreading sympathy. I had nothing to do with it.
Your worries, your plan.
I look like a bunny with a plan. I just do things. I'm like a raccoon with a satchel. I put things in my bag. I wouldn't know what to do with them. I'm just trying to show you all how chaos works. The Eerie have plans. The cat have plans. Do you know what I've noticed? If things go according to plan, don't bat an eye. If tomorrow, as an attacker, I use the higher roll, nobody bats an eye. But if I'm a defender and I use a higher roll, everybody loses their minds. I just need to introduce a little sympathy. And you know the thing about the sympathy?
Sir, our sympathy has been removed from the clearing.
They call me the psychopath. Genius.
And then there's this wonderful tiny little box that's so neat and packed so beautifully. You could even fit your camembert, your brie, your boursin. Very German. Wunderbar. What?
Will,
Yeah?
you ready to play wine and cheese?
I'm sorry, but did you just see that?
See what?
Never mind.
All right, cool. So you start in spring.